Welcome back in, everyone, to another great episode of the TPT Podcast. Today, we're going to be going over a little bit what happened last week and how the Chiefs need to improve this week versus the Ravens in this episode of the TPT Podcast.
Welcome in, guys, to another episode of the TPT Podcast. Tyler Thigpen, Tyler, Jason Dunn. Good to have you back on the podcast. Will Shields, welcome into the podcast.
Chiefs back in the win column versus the New York Giants. Finally get it done. Not a pretty one, folks. Not a pretty one. We're not going to spend too much time going over this Giants one. I know we didn't have a show on Tuesday. So we'll kind of go over it, some of the things I saw. One of the worst halves of football I have seen in the Patrick Mahomes era. I know there's been some games. I know there was that 2018 versus the Patriots where they didn't score. And there's been some couple ones over the years where they just have not looked good. But this looked like Matt Castle days of Kansas City Chiefs, like Brody Croyle in their Kansas City Chiefs football. Like, it just was not good football. You have Isaiah Pacheco just running the wrong way, turning around. Patrick Mahomes having to essentially steal a fumble. It was bad football just from the get-go in New York. I don't understand this Jawan Taylor thing where he continuously can just be bad and they don't put Jalen Moore in. You have Jalen Moore. Put him in. For Christ's sakes, put him in. It's every week Jawan Taylor is doing something that directly affects the Kansas City Chiefs offense. He's not lining up right. He's offsides. It's false starts. Whatever it may be, you have Jalen Moore. He's making $20 million to sit on the bench. Put him in. Put him in. So I'm so done of them saying, we're gonna handle it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Clearly not. Clearly not. Because it seems like every single week we're having to deal with this bull crap from Jalen Moore, from Jawan Taylor. That's the biggest thing is I really would like to see a drive where if he is having a false start or whatever it may be, illegal formation, holding, just they say, Jalen Moore, get in there. To make it known, this is not going to be allowed. You cannot continuously sit there and just be bad. Andy talked about it, when he's not having penalties, one of the best. Well, I mean, that's the problem. He's having penalties every single week. So I would like to see Jalen Moore in there at times. And the other thing is a little concerning I saw is Harrison Butker has missed a kick in every week. I'm not ready to hit the panic button, but I am concerned. I am concerned, officially concerned, that when he goes up there for big kicks, he's going to miss these field goals. And I know he had that, Chinese fire drill 61, 62-yarder versus the Chargers. But when you're continuously missing kicks the first 3 weeks, if this Ravens game has to come down to a kick, hell yeah, I'm going to be nervous. Yeah, I'm gonna sit there and be a little nervous. So that's another concern. Obviously the wide receivers are concerned. Right now it is what it is. Kelsey's a huge concern. Kelsey, I just don't know if he has the desire the type of passion like he used to. I mean, we can see him exploding on the sideline each and every week. But I just don't know if he has the passion like he used to. And I get it. I mean, you got a lot going on. You're dating the most popular female, or excuse me, engaged to the most popular female in the world. And I love Travis Kelce. And so we really need him right now. We really need Travis Kelce right now. That's the biggest concern. This is a game this week where you could absolutely use a Travis Kelce versus one of the worst defenses in football. But he just doesn't seem to have that type of just, even again, when he gets a big first down or something like that, he just doesn't have that type of juice I've seen. That's another big thing for me, is if we could get back just a little bit of Travis Kelce, even 2 years ago, that would be huge. Obviously last year, you still had some bursts from Travis Kelce, but you just don't see what you used to see from Travis Kelce. The offense is what it is right now. Going into this Ravens game, you have the Ravens who, they are beat to shreds right now. They are very injured right now. They're going to be missing some of their best pass rushers in this game. That is the biggest thing going into Kansas City versus Baltimore, is they are going to be beat up. But nonetheless, they still have a very good offense that can score. Going into this game, the biggest units, obviously you got the Baltimore offense and you got the Kansas City defense. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a matchup where you have a big time Kansas City defense that is, I mean, again, the Eagles, who you were very close to beating, like a couple weeks ago, very close to beating at home. And that's why I don't get this notion of like going into this game, it's just like heavy Ravens. Like both 1-3 teams, both desperate teams. One team with an offense that can't score many points, and another team with offense that can score a bunch of points, but have a abysmal defense and will be missing their best players, most likely, for this game. Like, have an abysmal defense, guys. The 31st ranked defense in the National Football League. So that's where the Chiefs in this game have the edge. They have to be able to just run the ball. Power, run the ball versus this team with your offensive line and Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco, if this is a team that you could be physical with, this is not the Ravens of old. This is not. This is not the Ravens of old. This is not a physical defense. This is a defense you have to be able to run the ball. 15 to 16, 20 times, you got to be able to run the ball. I don't care if it's Pacheco, I don't care if it's Brashad Smith, and I don't care if it's Kareem Hunt. You have to be able to run the ball. You have to. That's where I would really like to see the Kansas City Chiefs go get a Breece Hall. Go get a Devon Achane. Like, I would really send a first-round pick for Devon Achane. He's 23 years old. Like, you're not going to find a better back in the first round. And I know they have other needs, but I would go get a Devon Achane if the Dolphins are saying, hey, we're willing to give this guy up. I know a lot of people want Tyreek Hill. I think the number one thing the Chiefs need to go get is a running back, because they just don't have a good running back. And a lot of people may say, well, Andy Reid doesn't like to run the ball. You go look historically when he has a good back. When he had Kareem Hunt, the averages. When Isaiah Pacheco was playing good football, he was giving him carries. 12, 13, 14, 15 carries, sometimes 17 carries. Go look at his first 2 seasons. So I think if they can go get a quality back like a Breece Hall, like a Devon Achane, somebody of that nature, I know, he's going to go get, some third string back from like the Cleveland Browns or something. But like, I would really like to see the Chiefs say, you know what, like, this is Travis Kelce's last year probably on the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid is not getting any younger. Patrick Mahomes is not getting any younger. Like, let's go get a quality running back, because again, when Rice comes back, when Worthy's out there. You'll have Rice, you'll have Worthy, you'll have Brown, you'll have the ascending of Tyquan Thornton, who's just going to be their barn burner type guy, along with a Worthy, who most likely will play in this game. He's been back at practice, guys. That's other news coming out of practice. The only ones, you kind of have injured right now is Mike Dana and a Christian Fulton. But yeah, I think this is a Chiefs team who has to run the damn ball this week. Run the ball versus the Baltimore Ravens, and I think this is a team that you can beat. It's going to be close, but you can beat. I don't get this notion that, the Chiefs don't have a chance versus Baltimore because they just haven't looked good. This is a Baltimore team that has holes, and the Chiefs have historically done great. The Chiefs defense has historically done great versus Derrick Henry. Or historically, let's say versus Lamar Jackson, has done a good job versus Derrick Henry in the past. I think Derrick Henry has 2 wins under his belt versus Andy Reid out of 6 or 7 tries. A couple times a couple times versus the Titans, and then I should just say has a losing record versus Andy Reid, and then obviously Lamar Jackson has not played well versus Patrick Mahomes. Has 1 win out of 5 versus Patrick Mahomes, and Steve Spagnuolo has done a great job versus Lamar Jackson. He's kept contained and has done a really good job versus him. So that's another thing where you can hang your hat on and say, you know what, this is a Chiefs team who has done very well versus Lamar Jackson. So you got to keep them contained, obviously. It starts with shutting down Derrick Henry. And the Chiefs have done a great job versus the run these first couple weeks. Saquon Barkley, not a big game. The running backs for the Chargers, not a big game. Obviously, they were able to pass the ball with will and not kind of like play action because they have the threat of good running backs, which that's what I wish the Chiefs could do when they get like under center. Like there's no threat of play action because they just don't do it. Like they're like, you're just going to run the ball. Like, I would love for their just linebackers and their safeties to just come down to think, okay, like you have the threat of both, but we don't. Like we just don't. Worthy coming back, I think that'll free some things up. Not that he's having a big game. Royals was out there last week, didn't get any snaps. He suited up, but didn't get any snaps. So we'll see on that as well. This is a Chiefs team, I think, can win this game. We're going to talk about it here in a minute when we go over the Week 4 slate of games. Guys, we are like we're 25% of the way through the season. We're going to get into these games right now in the NFL rundown. Here we go. It is week number 4. Let's start it off in the morning. Wake up with some football in Dublin, Ireland. You got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers, great defense going up against Carson Wentz again this week as J.J. McCarthy is still out. But give me the Minnesota Vikings to win this one in Dublin, as they usually play well overseas like they did last year. Give me the Vikings over the Steelers. Moving on to a 1 o'clock game. Is this going to be the Marcus Mariota show again this week for the Washington Commanders? Give me the Commanders to win this one versus the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Marcus Mariota, Jaden Daniels, still give me those Washington Commanders to win this one. A beat-up Commanders team going up against a desperate Atlanta Falcons team that was absolutely abysmal last week in Charlotte. Give me the Commanders to slightly win that one in Atlanta. Moving on, Jackson Dart Show has started in New York versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Can Jackson Dart give the New York Giants some juice? I think he will, but not enough at home versus the Chargers. Give me the Chargers to win this one, and I do think this one could be a close game. This one may be on my upset watch later on this week to swap this pick, but give me the Chargers in this one. Moving on, a desperate Houston Texans team versus the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Texans in this one. The Titans have just not looked good with Cam Ward these first couple weeks. Cam Ward, a good quarterback, but struggling with this Tennessee offense. Give me the Texans to get their first win of the season versus the Tennessee Titans at home. Eagles, Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat up right now with the offensive line. No Mike Evans, but getting Chris Godwin back. Give me the Buccaneers in this one. The Eagles did not look good in that first half. Their defense has not looked good so far this season. Been giving up a lot of points versus these good offensive teams. I think the Bucks can get points here at home. And the Bucks historically play well versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Bucks in this one at home versus the Eagles. The Carolina Panthers coming off of a win versus the Atlanta Falcons, 30-0. Give me a win with them versus the New England Patriots in New England. The Saints, more like the Aints, versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills will keep this one rolling and beat the New Orleans Saints big in Buffalo. The Jacksonville Jaguars starting off 2-1 this season, and they're going to start off 3-1 versus the beat up and absolutely depleted San Francisco 49ers team. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars in San Francisco. Cleveland, big win last week versus the Green Bay Packers, but not this week versus the NFC North. Give me the Lions to beat the Browns in Detroit as the Lions look to be back on track, starting the season out 3-1. The Rams, the Colts. Rams blew it versus the Philadelphia Eagles last week in a win. They looked like they had the win early, but not a win for the Los Angeles Rams as they let a big lead go in the second half to the Eagles. And I'm going to take the Rams in this one, though. I think they bounce back versus the Colts. And I think the Colts sit back to reality in this one versus the Rams. Bears and the Raiders. Give me the Bears in this one. I think the Bears finally have some hope for their fans in this one. Raiders have just not looked good. They're not a good team this year. I know they got Pete Carroll, and I know he's going to try to turn things around in Vegas. But give me the Bears in this one in Vegas. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs meeting the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to get to that one here in a minute. Let's go over to Green Bay versus the Cowboys. Green Bay heading to Dallas. Micah Parsons heading back to Dallas. How are the fans going to treat him? I think they're going to rain him with booze, but that won't matter. I think it's going to be all Parsons versus this Dallas team. I think Dallas can make this a game, but give me the Dallas Cowboys to lose this one versus the Green Bay Packers, as the Green Bay Packers get the dub in Dallas. Then moving on to Monday night games. You got the Bengals and the Broncos. Give me the Broncos to win this one. The Bengals absolutely look atrocious with Jake Browning last week. So give me the Broncos in this one, a 8:15 game on Monday night. And it's a Monday night doubleheader. Before we watch the Bengals and Broncos, you got the Jets and the Dolphins. Give me the Jets to win this one, as the Dolphins will fall to 0-4. That leaves us with the Chiefs and the Ravens at 4:25 Eastern on CBS. It's the CBS game of the week. You're going to have Tony Romo and Jim Nantz on this one. The Kansas City Chiefs, if they can run the ball versus this Ravens team, I think the Chiefs can get this win. It's not going to be pretty, though. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. This Chiefs defense, if they can keep Baltimore under 21 points, I think the Chiefs get to 23, 24 points. The Chiefs can win this one 23-21 in Kansas City. And the Chiefs are officially back on track, heading to Florida, my home state, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football to have a above 500 record. I think the Chiefs win this one in Kansas City, 23-21, to go to 2-2 on the season. Well, folks, that'll do it for this episode of the TPT Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok and on Instagram at JadenTPT on TikTok and at Chiefs TPT Podcast on Instagram. We'll see you guys next time on the TPT Podcast.